What's up, guys? Mr. Scanlon here. Welcome back to another video in your After Effects Basics tutorials. In this video, I'm going to be making a new project here. So go ahead and just make a new composition. 1280 by 720 is fine. We have this other composition here. I'm just going to close this out for memory's sake. And then in this composition 2, what I've gone ahead and done is I've imported some of these files that I have, and what I casually referred to in class as the secret sauce. So I've been doing this for years now. I've been doing all kinds of After Effects videos for many years, and over that period of time I've found and created many extra assets in After Effects that I knew that I would want to use later on, so I saved them in a way that I can import these videos and just kind of put them in places and do kind of cool effects very quickly that would otherwise take me a while to recreate. Let me show you what I mean by that. So let's go with, I like this one probably the best. So this is the flashing spin thing.move. I'm just going to drag that into the composition. You'll notice that nothing's there right now, but that's because I just imported a video in After Effects. Right now I'm scaling down the timeline so it's a little bit closer. I imported a video into After Effects, which means that it's going to play like a video on the timeline. So if I start playing it, you can kind of see it's like this cool little, blue flashy thing that you can do all kinds of stuff with. Now real quick, I'm going to go up here to Layer, and I'm going to make a new solid. I'm going to make a white solid here, and then I'm going to put this in the background. Now you'll notice that this flashing spin thing is on top of the white solid, and you can't see it anymore. The flashing spin thing has a black background of its own, so I can't have this on top of the white or anything else that I would want in scene. Maybe I want like this flashing spin thing on AJ Lewis, but I can't get it there because this black stuff is in the way. Now, one thing I guess I could do is I can go to this color key and drop it on here, and just hit the black and then try and fuzz it out. But you'll notice you get all these like weird edge mess ups here, all this kind of stuff that you don't really want. Even if I feather it up and kind of thin it, it makes it maybe look a little bit softer and better, but it still doesn't really do it for me. So what I can do is I can hit the toggle switches and modes, so I get this mode thing right here. And basically what I'm going to do is, right now it's set on normal, and instead of normal I'm going to put on screen. If you put on screen, what it's going to do is it's basically going to take out that black background color and completely remove it, so you can take whatever else is on screen and put it on something else. So I screen it, and sorry, white is not a very good color. You'll notice that it doesn't even appear on white. Let's use something like this, I don't know, light blue, kind of aqua color or something like that. Now if we put it there, now you see this flashing spin thing is sitting on this aqua color. And what I can do is I can take this guy and I can kind of move it around. Maybe I want it right there, and I'm going to have something going on right there. What I can do is I can take the transform and scale this down. So if I wanted this to be smaller, maybe it's like on somebody's eye, I can really make it smaller on here and do stuff with it. One thing I just want to point out, I mentioned this earlier, this full button here, this resolution thing. Watch what happens when I cut this down to quarter. You'll notice that everything's kind of got like a little pixelated here. It doesn't look as good on screen as if I had it on full, or it's not as pixelated that you can't really see any pixels hardly. It looks much more crisp. The reason why you would have it on quarter is so that way you can render, or not render, but do things in here faster. You're not going to have as much lag time moving things around and making effects when things are on quarter. And then when you maybe want to preview it, or when you're rendering it, bump it up back to full, and then it's going to be at the full quality that you expect it to be at. So I just imported this video into After Effects, and like I said, you can do pretty much anything you would normally do with a layer with this thing. So if I wanted this to maybe say move around over like a second or something like that, I could set the position keyframe right there, and then maybe like at this second or something like that right there, and then maybe like right here I want this thing to be right there, and this second I want it to be right here, and then maybe just as it's finishing out I want it to be back there. So if I hit play on this guy, you'll see it'll like move around. Oops, it'll move around for me. I'm actually going to condense this so we get that rewind real quick. So it's kind of neat. You can do anything you want with it. You can move it around and stuff like that, animate it however you need to. And then I'm just going to go ahead and let's go back. Let's actually have a black background again. Just wanted to show you guys how you can do that. I'm just going to estimate and leave it right there. So one thing you can do that's pretty interesting is I'm going to take the spin lines thing here and drag and drop it on there, and do the same thing again where I screen it out so that way we can see the background there. So you kind of got like a cool like rotation-y, circle-y thing going on here. One thing that you can do is change the color of this white here, or really anything to anything you want. For instance, when I was at Northern Illinois, our colors were red and black, and it sometimes could be a little hard to find something that's red. So what you can do is you can just change that color to red. There's a couple of ways you can do it. One way is, my favorite way, is using this human saturation effect. It's one of the better effects you can use. Just drag and drop that onto the spin lines here. And what you need to do is you need to hit this colorize button here. And you're going to see it already turned a little bit red. But what I can do is I can turn up the saturation on this and really make it really juicy red. I can play with the lightness a little bit. Maybe I'm trying to do a siren or something going on screen. I can play with the lightness here. I could change it to any color I want. Maybe I want it to change colors over time. Like I could set the keyframe here for 0, colorize hue, and then go here, and then maybe turn this up to 1. So over this 1 second here, you'll see that it turns colors. It changes like rainbow colors over that time. Let's redo that. So you can see it just keeps changing colors, which can be a very cool effect. Alright, so that's it for this video. In the next video, I think I'm still going to be touching on something just like this, so stay tuned.